Welcome back to my take on my book series that would have been, or my video game trilogy that never got off the ground due to my health. Yeah, if you're interested in that, go back to the first video, which is Freya Kane, and I explain a lot of it there. But we're going to look at these, what would have been the seventh book, or the beginning of, or one of the concepts in the third game, because we're in the last three. This is Kitsune Ryu. And as I said when I was talking about Walkers of the Storm, one of those characters in Walkers of the Storm has a crush on the leader. That would be Ghost Comet has a crush on Grim, and Grim says, I'm interested in somebody else. I'm sorry, I need to spare your feelings here. I can't let you have the false assumption that I might be interested here. I appreciate you as a friend, blah, 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 blah. You get all that. And kind of breaks Ghost's heart, but at the same time, she doesn't. It's like most crushes. You don't really get away from it immediately. It takes a little bit of time. And that's what a lot of this story is. Kitsune Ryu immediately falls in love with Ghost Comet, but doesn't tell her. And it's a slow progression of Ghost realizing that Kitsune is actually in love with her throughout the whole thing. So it's kind of, even though I don't have a slide for Ghost Comet here, it is a story, it is a love story about the two of them eventually coming together at the end. Kitsune Ryu is a Kitsune. She is pretty much heroic. Her abilities are Hex Magic, Flight, Fire, Breath, and then Skin. Her allies are the people I'm mentioning here, plus Ghost Comet, who she eventually gets together with at the end. They have a kiss at the end, and the kiss is kind of my nod to Korra and Asame in Avatar Legend of Korra at the end of that show. So this is kind of like that. The payoff at the end is, hey, they kiss and that's it. Their relationship progresses from there at the end of the story. Her quote is, I needed to let you decide where your heart was going. And that's pretty much a staple throughout the whole thing is Kitsune knows that Ghost Comet needs time to process things and come to terms and realize what's going on. She is a member of a race called the Kitsune. She's a humanoid type fox. She was born as one in a 10-generational special hero. In other words, she's got a different aspect to her than just being a Kitsune. She's born with and it's not that she's half something, half something. Her race, every 10 generations, has one hero that arises with a special trait, and hers is she's part dragon. She has dragon scales in addition to her fur, and dragon wings and a tail. Not her tails. Her tails are bushy like most Kitsune. She has more than one tail, too. They have three. My Kitsune have three tails. Has dragon scales and the abilities not normally related to Kitsune. She uses magic that causes bad luck to her foes. That's the Hex magic. And she does indeed fall in love with Ghost Comet, but doesn't make that apparent until near the end, where Ghost Comet finally starts realizing, oh, and Ghost goes, all right, my heart has been growing fond of her. But what would I do without a supporting cast other than Ghost Comet? Ghost Comet is in here. If you want to read about her, go look at the Walkers of the Storm. I have most of her bio here. I am explaining a little bit of what goes on between her and Kitsune Ryu. She is the fourth member of this whole little group, but I do not have a slide for her here. Next is Spitfire Rush, who's the best friend of Kitsune Ryu, and Ghost kind of misinterprets their relationship going on and not realizing that Spitfire, believe it or not, is married. Her husband is actually the elf in charge of the police department in the core city of in Atlas Central, which is the main hub city in this world. But Ghost Comet doesn't realize that until near the end, and Spitfire's like, "Are you? Oh yeah. Oh God, I'm so hyper about my friendship with Kitsune. No. I'm married." Oh, and was planning to put several little hints in there because I do deal with him quite a little bit. Yeah, that's that. Like he gives her coffee and whatnot, and there's little subtle things that Ghost doesn't pick up on because she's really not from this world and doesn't understand the nuances of emotions as well as most. So she's like, "Oh, I've been so foolish." And Spitfire just laughs at us like, "No, don't worry." And she's the one that shoves them together. And then there's a moment near the end where Spitfire goes, "And now kiss." And that's in my outline. And I'm never going to get to pay off that thing, but it would have been a really funny, cute moment. Her real name is Meredith McClellan. She's human. She's a heroic. She used to be a wither, kind of like Akira Gazelle used to be a wither. Her abilities are solar speed. I'll get to that in a minute. Her quote is, "My bestie needs me, and I'm there in a flash." See what I did there? Yeah, she's kind of the comic relief of the group. She's my speedster, my main speedster in my universe. She quit the Withers to help with street-level heroics, a lot like Gazelle did, but Gazelle had other reasons. She doesn't trust the Withers, whereas Spitfire just said, "Nah, I just want to help with street-level crime. I'm too hyper for the Withers. No, they're too slow for me." That's why she quit. Her speed-based powers are based in light. She uses light to increase her speed. She can create both when she's running really fast, create windstorms and light storms, which can confuse enemies. Right, and we get to the last of this little trio. Oh boy, Maxamune Dracorum, who has gone through so many variations over the years. My homage to Phoenix in the Marvel Universe, but not so much. As you'll see, there's quite a bit of difference here. For one, this isn't an entity that is bonded to somebody. This is her. Her real name is Vamperilla. She is half god, half dragon. She's a heroic. She has fear touch, flight, and has a shadowy flame aura, which kind of also is her dragon wings, that can block others via her own shadows. So if someone's fighting her and raises a fist, as long as her shadow is blocking their shadow somewhere where in the room, the blow is blocked. Her quote is, "I trust my heart. Do you?" And that is, most of the story is centered around Ghost trying to find herself after being spurned by Grimm, and Kitsune trying to help her realize that she can still be on that team, still be a friend to Grimm, and let her heart go somewhere else if need be. And the main thing about this whole thing is they meet up with Maxamune at the behests of her dad and mother. Her dad is Orcus, the god of death, and Helcia, a dragon monk. Now, my god of death my version of Orcus isn't as evil as most people bring me out to be. He's not a demon like he is in Dungeons & Dragons. Orcus is the Roman god of death in mythology. And herein he's he's tempered. He's a god that understands that the end comes for everybody, and that's literally that he's the gatekeeper. He's the Grim Reaper pretty much in my universe as well. He does kind of bear that guise, but with horns when you see him, and he's deeply in love with his wife, who has also tempered him quite a bit. They send Fawn to meet with the heroes of Mourn, and they literally cast a spell and figure out that the situation surrounding Kitsune Ryu would be best suited to help their daughter figure out her moral compass. And not that she needed it. She has long admired the heroes of Mourn, but doesn't understand them. And now she's getting a first-hand look at that. And that's what the whole story is. And she eventually gets to the point where she's so fed up with evil in the world that she just wants it all to end. And they have to calm her down. And she falls in with the wrong people who try to literally force her down that wrong path as well. She has a seed of creation within her, and that's the reason why her parents want her desperately to get her morality where they need to be, because that seed of creation is very, very, very extremely rare. In fact, in all the books, this is the only one you get to encounter. In that, eventually, she's going to have the ability to create or give the ability to be a hero to someone. And that's what that seed of creation is. She can literally create a being or give powers to a being. And I'll give you a hint. She does at the end. And it's a surprise as to who. And since I do reveal quite a bit here, she does create her own being. And that being doesn't come into play anywhere in the future novels, but it is a being that they agree, hey, okay, well, we're going to help yet another here. We've helped Mox, and Mox says, meets up with her parents again. Do I have to go home? I've given rise to this new hero. Can't I just stay and help guide her like they guided me? And their parents just cry and say, of course you can, because we can visit you anytime we want. Hey. Get to it. Good luck being a parent. We enjoyed being one, and look at our daughter now. And you have one of those big family moments, along with the and now kiss moment at the end for Spitfire with her friends. And that is Kitsune Ryu. I got 2 more of these, and then we move on to a world overview, and that's it. We'll see you guys in the near future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.